easily one of my favorite builds. Here's Martin Truex Jr.'s 2019 NASCAR Duralast Cup Series Chicagoland Speedway New York Sports Show 400 race-winning Toyota Camry. Howdy folks, it's Diecastbuffet here again, and welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review. And today's car is something special, guys, okay? So, I made a Duralast Cup Series race to win diecast. This was the car that won the Chicagoland race, right? New York Sports Show 400 from Chicagoland Speedway. You know, my good buddy Dominic Konareski over at New York Sports Show, the YouTube channel. He sponsored this race, right? It was super cool. It was a great partnership for both programs, for both parties, and it was a fun race. It was a fun race. We've seen Martin Truex Jr. pull away with the win and got his second NASCAR Duralast Cup Series win. But I made a custom diecast for this, and we're going to go over it here. So, over here in the front of the box. So, of course, this is the normal Sirius XM paint scheme, right? So, we got the actual box, the legit box, Martin Truex Jr., Joe Gibbs Racing. But you can kind of see right here on the top right. You can kind of see here on the top right, New York Sports Show, #1 New York Sports podcast. It's kind of hard to see, but it says Chicagoland Speedway on the left, November 2nd, 2019. On the right, it says on YouTube and NASCAR Duralast Cup Series on the bottom. The reason it's kind of crooked and kind of warped almost is I didn't use enough clear coat on these decals, so they were really hard to kind of get it on the box. You know, I had to do my best. You know, I did my best trying to get it on the box, but so you got the New York Sports Show logo there, you know, a little badge right there to kind of represent what this diecast is. Pan over here to the right side of it, you got NASCAR Duralast Cup Series. Again, it was super hard to get the decals peeled off. This one's very crooked, but I put it over the barcode to kind of, you know, just try to give it a little bit of a something different. And you got NASCAR down here, over here on the back side of it. Now, this is something that I wish I would have done a little bit better. I wish I would have put this a little lower, but it says New York Sports Show 400 winner, Chicagoland Speedway, November 2nd, 2019. Ironically enough, November 2nd, 2019, I was actually at Texas Motor Speedway watching the Xfinity race. I was on vacation. So that's kind of cool to kind of think about that. November 2nd, that was a very good day, but this was a fun build, man. It was a fun build. We'll take the diecast out of the box, don't worry. I just want to show you the stuff I made on the box. And then I put the Diecastbuffet logo here over the Action logo because, you know, I'm like, you know what? It's my diecast, so I'm going to go ahead and put my crap on it, right? And then you get a bigger logo on the New York Sports Show 400. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this diecast out of the box. Alright folks, so here is the diecast out of the package. Like I said, it is very fragile, some very weak pieces of metal on it. It's got weathering effects. I don't want to damage it, and of course it has confetti on it as well. But yeah, this is going to be a different review, kind of similar to OBB and Race Day 2011, my good diecast buddies, as they sometimes will call us. We're the Diecastketeers, the 3 Diecastketeers. So, but anyways, so here is the diecast, right? It is it's a 2019 Sirius XM Toyota Camry driven by Martin Truex Jr. Now, everything about this car, I did myself, okay? I bought the diecast, I took it apart. Believe it or not, guys, believe it or not, this was an Authentics car. You remember that Wave 8 haul I showed y'all? Guess what? After that video, I opened this car up and got it ready to strip. I took the car apart, I've been working on it, and this is what it was. This was a Authentics diecast, okay? This was a plain Jane Authentics diecast, and I'll be showing you kind of what the detail is about it. So this is the left side of the car. This is a little bit of detail I did to it. So I removed the driver's side window net. That is removed, right? You can see weather effects on the tire. So the right rear obviously is shredded. You can even see how the tire is actually shredded the window as well. And I've actually seen that happen before, where the tire cord so freaking much, it cuts straight through the metal and actually starts breaking the left or right rear window. I've actually seen that happen. So that is something that can and sometimes does happen. You can see how the left rear is actually rolled in. That's not cut. Some people just take a straight, they take a power tool and they just cut it off. No, I don't believe in that. I believe in rolling the fender. I think that adds a little bit of more immersion to it. It makes the diecast a little bit more detailed. I like that, right? So this had a very heavy burnout. That's the reason why the car is so dirty. So you can see over here in the left front, you got, you know, of course, a little bit of some dirt on it. So it's not just a shiny Goodyear. You got a little bit of grime on it, you know, get a little bit of texture. A little bit of dirt down here on the side skirt. You can see a little bit of dirt down there. That's because this car went through the grass during the burnout. And that's why it's so dirty. That's why you see a lot of stuff. So my imagining for this was Martin Truex Jr. won the race. Car had a little bit of damage on the right front, which we'll show a little bit later. Take a look at this, folks. You can kind of see a little bit. You can see a little bit of the detail I've painted inside the car. You can just see, you know, a little bit of the interior, how it's the roll cage, you know, the bars and stuff is painted. I got the steering wheel painted. I even painted the shifter. You can even see the dashboard is painted as well. I definitely tried my hardest. You can see the steering wheel's painted as well. I tried my hardest to get this diecast as detailed as possible, but my vision for this race to win diecast, my vision for it was Martin Truex Jr. wins the race, right? He wins the race at Chicagoland Speedway. He is trying to chase a championship. He's doing everything he can, right? He wins a 1.5 mile event, which is actually going to be the final Chicagoland NASCAR DRS Cup Series race because it won't be returning if we do Season 3. You can even see a little bit of damage right here on the left rear. So it corded so badly that it actually broke the mount for the bumper and it actually cut through it. So you can even see that. And I'm not gonna lie, I really like the cut I did back here. Some people, they just cut the whole thing. You know, I got a little bit of a cut, and I actually learned how to do something really cool. And that is how to make fenders look rolled in. I just imagine he went in the race. You know, you can see the damage right here, right front. He's got a little bit of damage during the race, but he's doing the burnout. He blows out the back tires, right? You know, Joe Gibbs racing fashion, right? Just blows out the tires. I will admit this tires, I could have done a little bit better on making the damage to it. I will admit. Also notice that the tire here and on the tire at the other end is both flat. The front of the car is a little higher than the back end. I wanted to make the car look like it has blown out tires. But this car, it also slid through the grass, and you can see the dirt through it as well. You can see dirt here, and you can even see a little bit of scrapes down here. So I'm thinking maybe on a pit road, maybe it scraped some equipment, maybe, you know, kind of scraped it up a little bit. You know, nothing too major. But my idea for this is when he slid through the grass, they had a lot of rain the night before, so there's a lot of dirt, maybe a little mud, not necessarily mud, you know, just a lot of just dirt and grime, you know, you pick up on the racetrack. But when he slid through the infield, it covered the sides of the car with a little bit of dust, and you can even see how the dirt, it's darker down here, and it gradually gets a little bit lighter. But you can even see it on the number, you know, you can see it with, especially with the white numbers there, you can see that a lot. But I want to show something really interesting that I did. I really liked how I did this. So you can kind of see with this right rear fender, you can kind of see how it has I would say it's kind of crinkled, right? It's kind of an odd shape, you know, it's kind of like it goes one way, it curls up, etc. I did this to make it look like the fender was rolled up. Sometimes that fender is going to be pushed inwards, and I found a way to do that. I really like the way it is. So I was able to kind of make the fender look like it's kind of pushed in a little bit. And the reason why is because during the race, Truex made contact with another car on a restart. And I was actually able to cut out the metal and kind of make it look like it was bent in a little bit. That way, I was creating that effect like Truex made contact with somebody and it bent the metal inwards. It didn't affect the race car entirely. You know, they had a caution or something. He pitted, got everything straightened out. But they put tape on it, right? They put tape on it. And that's the next thing I wanted to talk about. So it might be a little hard to see, but you could see some tape on this thing, right? And the reason why there is tape there is because, like I just said, he got made contact on a restart during the race, and that kind of damaged it. You know, this car might look like it's heavily damaged, but let's face it, Joe Gibbs Racing likes flashy, I wouldn't say cocky burnouts, but they like to have theatric burnouts. They like to blow out the tires. It's just a Joe Gibbs Racing thing. But you can see how the tape right here on the right front, you can see how it's kind of multiple different pieces. I don't mean this to any disrespect to anyone, but I've seen some people use tape and they'll use one giant sheet, right? One giant sheet to cover the whole front of the car. It's like, okay, it got damage on it, let me take a piece of tape. No, I believe in authentic realism. I believe true to scale realism. So what I did is I took multiple sheets of tape, right? I cut them out to true to scale, right? And I applied them like they would on a normal race car. Because if you look at it, you can see some sheets are overlapping other ones. So it's like they put one down to kind of get the metal straightened out, right? Because my idea is the hood was kind of crinkled up a little bit. And then they put another one to kind of hold those, sheets in. And that's kind of my idea with this. So I added a little few pieces, but I cut them true to scale. And that's what I wanted to do, guys. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make this thing look authentic as possible, and I love it. I'm going to be honest, guys. It's some of my favorite work I have done, and I got to admit, man, I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Here's another angle of the die cast, and you can just see how the tires, the front tires are a little bald, okay? You might not be able to see it, but I kind of worked on a little bit to kind of make them not look so smooth, but I added some effect to it that makes the tires not so shiny. Doesn't look like a brand new show car at HEB or something, right? No, you're not gonna see these things parked out over Church's Chicken, right? These things are gonna be, it looks like it came off the racetrack, right? You got dirt, you got grime, you got speed, right? Whatever the heck's on the racetrack, these tires picked up. And that's something I wanted to accomplish, right? You got the left rear that's roached, you got the right front that's got damage. I just freaking love it, man. I really do. I love this diecast, man. I loved making it. It was so much fun. I mean, you can just see the detail in this thing. I love it. I love it. You got the confetti pieces. I didn't want to go with a lot of confetti. And the reason why, I wanted the car to speak for itself. There's a lot of race win diecasts that don't look like Eric Jones's Daytona win, right? They're just simply just there, and there's just a little bit of confetti around there, and that's what I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to add a little bit of confetti, but for the majority of this diecast, I want it to speak for itself, and I could not be happier with it, man. And that is going to be it for this video. Let me know what y'all think about this 2019 Chicagoland Speedway New York Sports Show 400 race-winning NASCAR Drivers Cup Series Sirius XM Martin Truex Jr. Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing. This is one of my latest customs. I love it, man. I truly do. I love it. This is one of my favorite pieces to build. And I never got to make a custom box as well. Sure, the box is not really detailed, but that's my thing. I want a little bit of customization, but I want the item to still have that authenticity of what it truly is. And I was going to add the full stats of the season for Martin Truex Jr. on the box, but the season isn't over. We still have 7 races left. And that brings me to my next point. Don't forget to tune in, guys, a few weeks from now. Don't forget to tune in. The next race on the NASCAR Drivers Cup Series circuit, Race 8. It's going to be the first time we're going to Michigan. Ryan Newman won the Auto Club 500-miler race, and that's the sister track to Michigan, so there's going to be a lot of fun there. A lot of fun at Michigan. Make sure to tune in on Diecastbuffet. As always, the races are aired live on the channel. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yes, thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss any of my new videos. With all that being said, hope you're having a great one. And Diecastbuffet, signing off.